Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock and it's on a Monday, it's time for a 5x5. This is where I take 5 subjects related to magic. I spend 5 minutes talking about each subject and then I move on to the next subject. It's always quick, it's always snappy, and you never know what you're going to get. Well, today you know exactly what you're going to get because I'm doing a 5x5 special on Ryland. That's right, it's close-up magic by Ryland. Now, you know, Ry's a big part of Magic TV. If it wasn't for Ryland, I probably wouldn't be doing this channel. It gives me a chance to do stuff with my son and with my daughter and with my wife. But, you know, I love this kid very, very much. Now, this footage that you're going to see over the course of this video was taken at Blackpool. So, at the Blackpool Magic Convention, or after the Blackpool Magic Conventions. For those of you that don't know, after the Blackpool Magic Convention, we had something called Showzam, where there were a bunch of magic shows that people could go and watch. And Ryland was doing like 3 shows a day. He was doing one at 1, one at 3:30, and then one at 6. And we're talking about sort of 2 45 minutes with an interval in between. So full shows each time. And what you're about to see is Ry during one of the shows. Thomas Maloney, who is an incredible magician, came down with his daughter to watch Ryland shows, which was amazing, and it was great to have him there. And Thomas, we took me and Thomas and Ryland and his daughter, who's so cute. We all went for food in between Ryland shows, and the subject of close-up magic came up. Now, Ry primarily wants to work stage, and part of it is because he's lazy, and close-up magic's too much like hard work for him, but he does do close-up jobs, but he prefers stage magic. However, we talk a lot about close-up that he does, and he always has close-up magic on him wherever he goes. So the subject of close-up magic came up when Tom was there, and I said to him, Tom, why doesn't Ryland show you a few tricks that he actually does, and we can film them and use them as a 5x5? And so that's what we've got here. We've got 5 tricks that Ryland had on him when I told him after dinner to do 5 tricks for Tom. So these are 5 close-up tricks, and these, you know, a lot of Ryland jokes all the time about me, but a lot of the material that he does in close-up is my material, just because he loves a lot of the stuff that I do. And so I think you're going to see most of the stuff that you're going to see is mine, but that wasn't me, you know, forcing him at gunpoint. Hey, do my tricks, Ryland. We literally just said, do any 5 tricks that you want to, and we can, you know, we can film it for 5x5. So that's what we have here. So without further ado, we're going to start off with an amazing trick from Cheetah Chips.
My name's Ryland, welcome to Magic TV. I'm here with Tom. Now Tom, I have 5 poker chips here, they're all completely different. But in my hand, I have a prediction that's the same as one of these poker chips. Okay. Okay? So, I want you to name a number between 1 and 100. Don't be a dick, I'm going to start from this side. I've got to count. I've got to count, so don't be annoyed. I'm always going to start from this side, okay? I'm going to start from this side and name any number between 1 and 100.
8.
8. Okay, right, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one. Now, you sure you want that one, yeah?
Yeah, I'm
or do you want to
sure.
change your number?
Yeah, don't change
You
it.
sure?
I like
okay,
8, yeah.
that one. Now, I'm going to show you the chip I had in my hand. I had an 100. I've got sharp in my hand. And the one that you picked, you can see they're all different, but the one that you picked was the 100.
So what you just saw there was from Cheetah Chips, which is a trick I bought out in November 2024 from Penguin Magic, and it is a great trick. It's basically, Cheetah Chips is a collection of marked poker chips. The chips have been created and marked by Phil Smith, and these poker chips, basically what they allow you to do is perform like multiple different routines. And on the project, I think there's like 17 or 18 routines that you can use these poker chips for. And there's more that you can do as well. But anyway, I digress. The point I'm trying to make here is that Cheetah Chips is really, really cool. And this is Ryland's favourite trick off the Cheetah Chips project. This is called Quinto Extreme. And what's really cool about this is it makes a great opening routine if you're going to do other chip tricks. The reason it makes a great opening routine is because it's very direct. You put the 5 chips on the table. They can mix them up as much as they want to. You have a prediction here. It is in full view the entire time in your hand. They apparently pick any chip, and when you open up your hand, you show that the chip has matched the one that they picked. It's that direct, and it really is very, very strong. You then put the prediction away, you're left with 5 chips to do whatever else that you want to do. I love this trick. This is one of my favourite tricks to perform. I use cheetah chips all the time in the real world, and it always gets a really good reaction. And cheetah chips especially, the Quinto Extreme especially, is very direct. If you do mentalism or mental magic, this is a great bit to do, first of all. This is a great thing to do because it really kind of gets the point across. It's very direct, which you don't normally get with mentalism. But with this, it's very direct. It's, hey, 5 chips, mix them up, put them in a row on the table. I have a prediction, pick one, boom, look, it matches. No equivoque, apparently, no magician's choice or anything like that. They feel like they have a completely free choice, and yet the prediction matches 100% of the time. And I've seen Ryland do this in a real-world situation and kill with it. Talking about routines he kills with, we're going to go on now to a routine that he actually used when he was on Blue Peter. So a couple of weeks ago, he appeared on Blue Peter, and they asked him to do part of his Harry Potter act, which he did. Then they asked him to do some close-up magic as well, which he did, and he did a bunch of cube stuff, because that's what he's kind of known for. But they also wanted him to do something else, and so he did this, which is called Level Up. He did this on Blue Peter, and this is genuinely his favourite trick that he carries around. This is his everyday carry because he's a kid. He always has his Switch on him. He loves his Switch. If you actually look at the trick, he's using the case that comes with Level Up to hold all of his other games as well. Let's have a look.
Okay, so I'm here with my friend Tom, and I've got a couple of things here. So I've got my Switch. It's a Zelda Switch, by the way. But yeah, kind of Zelda. And I've got all my games here, so I've got loads of different games. But this is my favourite one. It's got all my Mario games, some Zelda games, loads of different games that my dad brought back from America. So loads of different things. Don't worry, I don't play the 18s. They're for him. But yeah.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe me either. To be honest, I don't think I've ever played any of the games in there apart from one. But we're going to take a
Your
couple
mum's
out.
not watching you now.
I know. I still don't play them. Right, anyway, I've got a couple of games here. So we've got red and blue. That's what we're going to call them, just to make it easier. Red and blue. Okay, so I'm going to take one out. Don't know what it is. Blue. Okay, right, watch the blue. There you go. It changed. Now this is what they call switch cartridges because they always switch. It's pretty cool. Well, right, we'll do it again. I'm going to take one out. The blue one again. Watch the blue one. They change. This time, I'm going to purposely use the red. So just pinch that for me. Just pinch it. I want you to wave it over my hand. So you got the red one. Now you got the blue one because I've got the red one. So that happens there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so once again, we have the red one, we have the blue one. Hold your hand out. We're going to do this in your hands. Close your hand. I'm going to take one out. There you go. Blue. Alright, this one. Now I've got the red. You got the blue.
I got the blue.
Now, Level Up flew under the radar a little bit when it got released by Penguin. It was very well received, but I think some people steered away from it for a variety of different reasons. And I think that one of the things that we have to remember, there's a market for everything. And the reason I think that Ryland gravitated towards Level Up, and he will openly tell people, it's my best trick that I've ever created, apparently. The reason he gravitates towards Level Up is because he's a kid. He loves Nintendo Switches. They're his favourite thing in the whole world. He plays on the Switch an awful lot. And the fact that he can bring that into a performance, just, you know, it's great for him. But also, you know, it makes sense as a kid to bring out, you know, Switch games. Hey, I use Switch games all the time. Love that line. Do you know why they're called Switch games? Because they switch. And yeah, I mean, this is, you know, I mean, I created Level Up out of necessity because I wanted to do something like this. And that is why it was created. And you know what? I prefer it to coin magic. I genuinely do. If I'm going to make two things change places, I prefer it to coin magic. And the reason I prefer it to coin magic is because it's so organic. And I know, you know, people are going to say, well, is it organic? Who carries Switch cartridges around with them? Well, a lot of people do. Ryland does everywhere he goes. If he's got his Switch with him, which he always carries with him, he's always going to have his Switch games with him. He's always going to have Level Up. This is pretty much Ryland's everyday carry. And there's other things that he does with it, but that routine that you just saw there is very, very direct. 2 chips, 2 cartridges. I'm going to make them change places over and over again. The last one's going to happen in your hands. Boom. Job done. End of trick. put them away, move on. And from a close-up situation, when Ryland does close-up, it makes more sense that he would pull out some Switch cartridges and a Rubik's Cube and something like that than a pack of cards, because that's what kids are into, right? So it makes a lot of sense for somebody, like Ryland, to carry one of these sets around with him. Yeah, he loves Level Up. What can I say? I love Level Up. It's one of my favourite tricks that I've created. And not as many people bought it as other stuff, which is fine. But yeah, that's the second trick. That's Level Up.
My name's Ryland. Here is Thomas. He's my friend. It's not strange that I'm friends with a man. He is my friend. But anyway, I've got to take you 3 questions for you. Okay? What colour is the card box?
That's red.
Yeah. And what colour are the cards?
I don't know.
No, the card guard.
Oh, the card guard. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's black.
And how many cards should be in a deck?
52.
Wrong. 0.
Oh. Huh? You glitter wizard.
Okay, so what you just saw there was Nicholas Lawrence's Vanishing card case, or the Vanishing card box, or the Vanishing deck, whatever you want to call it. And I love this trick. When I was asked by Penguin Magic to be associated with it and put the routines together for it and kind of be the face of the product, I jumped at the chance. I have said this before. I've gone on record as saying this. I firmly believe this, and I will say this until the cows come home. This is the best thing that Nicholas Lawrence has ever created. And that's saying something, because Nicholas Lawrence has created a lot of really good magic. And this is no exception. This is really, really, really good magic. What I love about this so much is that it makes sense, right? As an opener, it's the perfect opener. I'm putting together an act at the moment for someone who I'm mentoring. I'm putting together an act to audition for the Magic Circle. And I've actually got them doing this at the beginning of the routine. Not because I wanted them to buy it, because I gave them one. The reason I wanted them to do this at the beginning of the routine is because it establishes credibility. Excuse me, we've talked on this channel many, many times about the importance of establishing credibility in your opening set. Your first trick that you do to a group of people should be quick, it should be visual, it should establish credibility, show people you're really good at what you do, and that's what this trick does. You know, you literally bring out a deck of cards and boom, the deck vanishes. And it goes into your pocket and then you're into whatever. My favourite way of using this is with a colour changing deck routine. So I bring out a red deck of cards, it changes blue, I take the cards out, the cards turn back to red, their selection stays blue. It's all on the project. But yeah, this is just a great trick. I've always loved the Vanishing card case, but you know, the old version was like, well, what is that? It makes no sense. With this, it's a card guard. It makes total sense. It's actually a real card guard. But the fact that you can actually perform the deck with it, really, really good. And I love that you have this deck of cards right there. You put them inside the card case, the card guard. They've vanished. They're in the pocket. I then give the case to somebody. If you've seen the tutorial, you know they can examine the case at the end. I just give it them to hold on to, and I go into the routine. And, you know, it's a great lead into something like Card to Pocket, because you have the deck go into the pocket, and then you say, well, I'll tell you what, I'll make it easier to follow. I'll just use the deck, and I'll just use one card, and you can even sign the card. That way you know that I'm not cheating, and boom, you're into it. So Ryland does it as a very quick visual opener, but regardless of what you use it for, it's a fantastic trick. So there you go. That is Nicholas Lawrence's Vanishing card case. Now, we're back now to cheetah chips. We're going to look at cheetah chips next, and we're going to have a look at another routine from cheetah chips that Ryland does all the time.
I have a prediction in this envelope, my prediction. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to, which chip do you want? That one? Okay, we're going to put this one to the bottom. Which 2 chips do you want?
Them 2.
These 2. Okay, we'll put this to the bottom. Which chip do you want me to have? That one. Okay. Which 2 chips do you want me to have?
Them 2.
These 2. Okay. And do you want both chips or just one?
I want them both.
Okay. So I get both of these. Okay, turn your chips over, see what you got. You clearly got the bigger one, so you won. But count all your chips up, see how much you got.
Okay, so
that's 50,
5,
50.
6, 7, 750.
120.
Does that mean I win?
Yeah, but I've made a prediction.
Oh.
If it was real poker, you would have won, but I made a prediction. And it says you will win with 750.
I love that.
But on the back, it says I will lose with 120, and there is nothing else in that prediction.
So what you just saw there is Poker Chip Poker from the Cheetah Chips project. Now, Ryland does about 5 or 6 routines from Cheetah Chips. It doesn't do all of them. It does about 5 or 6. And what's interesting is there's only one trick that Ryland does that requires marks. The rest of them don't require marks at all, and this is a perfect example of that. This does not require the mark cards at all, the mark chips at all. And when I came up with this for Cheetah Chips, when I was playing around with the Cheetah Chips concept, and I came up with the idea of doing a 10-card poker deal with poker chips, I was so happy with myself. And the reason is, I just knew that this was going to kill. I just knew it made total sense. You know, introducing a game of poker chip poker to the spectator and saying, hey, you're going to make all the choices. I'm going to try and influence you. I'm going to try and dictate the outcome of this. You probably don't believe me, but I went to work. All of that. When I came up with the concept of doing a 10-card poker deal with these chips, I did a little happy dance. This is great. How I use Cheetah Chips is I bring out the 10 chips. I put 5 of them to one side. I take the other 5, I do Quinto Extreme. I put the prediction away, I take these 5, I put them back on top. And now I'm into this. And then after that, I do Craig's Discovery. And then I do the one ahead ESP matchup. Those are the 4 routines that I do. And I sometimes throw the Witch Hand in as well. That's my main Cheetah Chip set. But this is performed very early on. And it's one of those tricks where the spectator really feels like they're making all the choices, and yet even though they feel like they're making all of the choices, you're able to influence absolutely everything. What I also love about a lot of the stuff that you've seen Ryland do on this 5x5 is self-working. This is self-working. The Quinto Extreme is self-working. The other two require a little bit of sleight of hand, but not that much. So this is, this is Poker Chip Poker. You can learn that from the Cheetah Chip set. It's really good. We're going to have one last thing that Ryland's going to perform now, and this is Big Blind.
Hi, it's Magic TV. My name's Ryland. I'm here with Tom, and I'm going to show him an amazing trick. So Tom, I have 3 poker chips here. Now each poker chip is worth 50 quid.
Oh wow.
If you win, I'm going to give you all 150 quid, okay?
Really?
We're going to do a poker chip at a time.
Okay.
Okay, right. I want you to think of a card, any card.
Got it.
I bet you the first 50 quid, I can figure out what the suit is.
Yep.
It's a spade, isn't it? What was it?
It's heart.
Heart. Oh, okay. I bet you the other 50 quid, another 50 quid, but I can figure out what the value is.
Okay.
It's a 10, isn't it?
No.
What was it?
An 8.
8. Oh. Okay, and the last 50 quid, I bet I can prove to you that I knew what the card was the whole time. And if I can prove to you that I knew what the card was, I get all my money back.
Alright. I've not got 150 quid though.
No, you don't give it me.
Okay,
So,
okay.
You don't get anything.
Yeah.
Yeah? So if I win, so if I can prove to you that I knew before you even knew, I get all my money back.
I love that.
So I've never seen anyone other than Ryland perform Big Blind that way. What he tends to do when he sits down at a table with people is he'll take the chips out of his pocket and he'll put them in his lap, and then he'll bring them out from under the table one at a time, which is a great way to do it, and it works for him. When he's standing up, he uses his pocket, just like the instructions tell you to, and he uses the purse handling. But when he's not actually standing up, he'll use that method. And it's a great method. It's a really, really strong method to do. I've said to him, I actually prefer having the chips on display from the beginning. I actually prefer that because then they're not thinking that you're switching them. And he's like, well, they're not going to think that anyway because I showed them at the beginning. And if they look down, they just see 3 chips. There's not like hundreds of chips where I'm sitting. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. But isn't it better if they're on display the entire time? And he's like, well, let me do it my way, which is absolutely fine. I personally like to either have them in a fan or like to have them in a purse because for me, that's the best way of doing it because I've got them there in full view in front of the audience the entire time. The way he does it is more like the traditional Predator wallet where they're kind of not hidden away, but they're put away where the spectator can't see them, and you bring them out one at a time. But having said that, I've seen him do this in the real world over and over and over again, and he kills with it every single time. You know, I know there was a little bit of controversy with Big Blind, just about, you know, the chips and the quality of the chips. Nothing compared to the controversy behind the atomic deck, but a little bit of controversy. All I can say is there's so many people that use this in the real world, and Ryland is very picky when it comes to close-up magic. He only wants to do the stuff that he likes doing, and he doesn't really do card tricks. And this is technically a card trick without a deck of cards, but he does this every single time he does close-up, which makes me very happy. So there you go, that's Big Blind. Those are the 5 tricks that Ryland had in his everyday carry when we forced him to do magic to Tom at Hive in Blackpool. So there you go, guys. That's another 5x5 in the bag. Once again, thank you for joining me right here on Magic TV. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also you can go ahead and join the Netrix if you want to. It's www.thenetrix.com. It's my online streaming platform for magicians, and it's available immediately to join. You want to pick up any of those tricks that you saw Ryland do, you can do so from your favourite magic dealer. But regardless, I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. My name's Craig, and this is Magic TV.